Hello everybody, this is Mark from Motorcycle Riding and Repair, and today I'm making a video on how to install the S&S Pushrod tubes on the Harley Davidson M8 motor. I have a 2018 Sport Glide here that I just installed a cam into it, and now I'm moving towards putting the push rods, and I have the S&S Quickie adjustable push rod kit with the push rod tubes. I ran into a little issue with the push rod tubes that was a little unclear, and I didn't find a lot of information on it, so I'm going to make a quick video to explain that. But before I do that, I'd like to talk a little bit about my decision on the cam that I put in the bike. I didn't make a video on it because it was my first time on installing a cam on the M8 motor, so I had to work through all of the details. I chose the Zipper 472 cam for this bike. The Zipper also makes a 468 cam, but I chose the 472, which is actually made for a little bigger motor than the 107. But it comes on a little harder after the 4,000 RPM range. It adds a few more horsepower on the top end, which I thought the M8 motor for me needed a little more top end because it's got plenty of grunt down low. So I chose the 472 as opposed to the 468 Zipper cam. And in order to do that, I had to buy a kit in order to take the cam bearing out of it. There it is there. Most people buy the Jim's kit. Well, Jim's kit's about 160 bucks, but I found a kit on the eBay for $100 that was made by a private manufacturer that worked just fine for me. And you also have to buy the jamming nut that you put in the gears in order to jam the gears to take that take the chain off. So yeah, so there we go. But let me put the camera in the stand here, and I'll go get a little more detail on this push rod tube thing that I'm making this video about. Now the kit comes with the S&S Pushrod kit, comes with the pushrod tubes, of course, and the spacers and the tubes. I have some of the old tubes here, and it comes with 3 sets of O-rings, a fatter set that goes up into the head, a smaller set that goes around the tubes, and a larger, smaller set that goes down into the tappet blocks. The OEM tubes here, let me see, there we go, I got it out. It's got a seal in there and it comes apart a little hard. But the OEM tubes have a seal at the top of this bottom tube that keeps the tubes from leaking. The S&S tubes do not have that. They don't have the seal in there, so you have to put a seal on there, which was a little confusing for me because it didn't explain it well in the S&S instructions, because these tubes work on a variety of different models of the Harleys, the Evolution, the Twin Cam, and the M8 motor. So I'm going to show you. I've got a couple together here already, and I'll show you what it looks like in the end, what it's supposed to be. You got the OEM spring that you use on these S&S pushrod tubes. Then it comes, S&S sends a washer and the extra S&S O-ring that goes on here to seal the tube. So I'll show you how that goes together. First thing you do, you take the pushrod tube, the S&S pushrod tubes, and you take them apart. and there's a washer on the top here. You take that washer off and you put this collar back on, and then you take the original or the OEM tube, and you need that spring out of there. So you take the spring out, and you're going to disregard or discard those. You have the OEM spring. So take the S&S tube again. Here, and then you take the washer that comes with that, put it underneath the spring, and then you take one of the middle O-rings that comes with the S&S kit. You slide it up on there. And then the lower push rod tube, so it'll be like that. First the cap, the OEM spring, the S&S washer, and the S&S push rod tube O-ring, like that. So that's what I wanted to show in this video, because it was a little hard to understand or to make sure that I had it right. And then I'm going to move towards putting the push rods in and using these tubes. So, all right, everybody, that's what I wanted to show. So thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel, Motorcycle Riding Repair, and hope to see you again soon. All right, bye now.